Hi guys, welcome back to PSD to HTML for designers. I'm Adi, and in this lesson we'll begin styling the main banner or the main call to action area. Alright, and this right here is what I'm talking about, with the headline, the form, and of course the block quote. Alright, so let's have a look at our PSD and see what we got. First of all, we have this dark patterned background. So this is the first thing that we need to do. So let's go back to Coda, Styles, scroll up, create a new section. Number 3, main, let's call it CTA. It's better like that. Okay, we'll start with the name of the section, of course, which is section main CTA. Okay, so let's do background URL images, and let's see, this is called pattern dark blue.jpg. Pattern dark blue. All right, and this will be repeated. So let's have a look. All right, pretty good. Next, we must center the text and also add top and bottom paddings. In my case, it's about 3 ems. So I'm going to say text align center and padding 3M0. All right, looking pretty good. Next, it's the H1 colors, H1 and H2 colors. So I'm going to target the H1 and I'm going to say color. And let's see that variable. It's a header main color, meaning this one. So actually, this color is white, and this color is header main color. Let's see it. All right, there we go. And also we need to make these a bit bigger. So for example, this H1 is 42 pixels and this one is 26. So let's do font size, or actually font, 42 pixels by 1.5 ems, heading font, and this one is 26. All right, perfect. All right, next we need to add the shadow behind the text. So we can easily do that with text shadow. And as you can see, I already made a mix-in for this, so we can just pass in the colors. All right, so main CTA. Let's see, text shadow is applied to the headings and also the block quote. So let's do this. Text shadow. Okay, we'll do 1 pixel, 1 pixel, 1 pixel for blur, and for the color, if we do red, let's just see if it works. Yes, it does. So for color, I just want like a dark color, which is also transparent. Now, if you're gonna use black, for example, it's way too strong. So instead of using like a hex code, you can use RGBA which is another method for representing colors. So RGBA, in my case, it's going to be 0, 0, 0 for RGB, red, green, blue. And the fourth one is alpha, which is transparency. And I'm going to set that to 0.2. So let's set it to 0.5. All right, so that's better. 0.5 for transparency. Great. Let's copy this to the H2. Okay. And let's see about the single field form, as we called it. I think that was the name. Form single field. All right. So go ahead and copy this. All right. And the first thing we do is push it down a bit, because right now it's kind of pressing against the heading 2. So let's do a padding of 3M and 0. All right. Next, we gotta style that input. Yeah, this one. So we'll do input type equals email, and also input type equals text, just to make sure that we cover both cases. So email text. We'll begin with the height, 63 pixels. Yeah, we need to make it really big. Next, we'll give it a width of 100%, just so it will fill all the available space. We gotta increase the font size to 20 or 21 pixels. So let's do this. Font size. Let's do 21 pixels. And also we need to create some paddings. Padding top and bottom will be 0, of course, but we need lateral paddings. So let's begin with like 1M. So 0 top bottom, 1M lateral padding. Okay, and that gives us some space for the text. All right, now let's get rid of that outline, that bluish halo. We'll say outline none. And let's get rid of the border as well. Border none. Okay. Let's change the font. So font family. Actually, let's be more elegant with this. Let's change the font family to body font. All right. And also let's give it round corners. So we'll do round about 3 pixels. All right, nice. Now we must represent this outer border, and we can do that easily with a box shadow. So I'm going to say box shadow 0, 0, 0 for XY and blur. We'll do about 10 pixels for spread, and also we'll use an RGBA value again, 0, 0, 0, and let's do about 0.15. Okay, and that will make like a semi-transparent border around it. I think 10 pixels might be a bit too much. 8 looks pretty good. I think I had about 8 pixels here as well. Yeah, 8 pixels. All right. Yep, pretty good. All right, so the next thing we got to do is make it a bit smaller, and also position the the submit button inside it. So let's see how we can do that. We have a paragraph input, okay, and input type submit. Okay, so since we want to make it smaller, let's target the first level paragraphs, or paragraphs that are direct descendants, and we'll do this with, let's set it to about 50%. So now the paragraph equals half the width of the page. Let's position it on the center, like that. And also we'll set position to relative, because the submit input, the button, will be placed using position absolute. All right, so let's target that. Input type equals submit, position, position set to absolute, and then we'll set the right to 1m, and this means it will be 1m distance from the right side here. Next, we got to set the top. So the top, if we're going to set it to 1m, it's going to be up there, but not exactly centered. And also we have like a font issue because the font is a bit too small. So before we move on, let's figure it out with the font. We'll use bold, a 14 pixel font. I think this is, yeah, 14 pixel bold, and also body font. Okay, so now it's starting, it has like the correct height, but you can see that the text is a bit jagged. So we can fix that with WebKit font smoothing. All right, much better. Now we just have to push it up just a tiny bit. So we'll say 0.75 ems. So now it's centered perfectly. All right, there is still one issue, which is the cursor. Okay, so now it behaves like a button, but there is one issue. If we type this, the button is now obstructing the view here. So all we have to do is set like a bigger padding here on the input. So instead of 1m to the right, let's go with about 5 ems. Sorry, the other way around. Okay, it's still a bit too small. Let's go with 7. 7 looks good. You might even go with 8. Yeah, 8 looks pretty good. So the text stops right here. All right, and that's about it for this lesson, guys. In the next one, we'll code this nice block quote. Okay, and also we have this little line on the bottom of the textured background that we need to do, so we'll cover that as well. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked this lesson, and this is Adi. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye bye.